Hello there, chat. I hope you now understand why Niji why any color, has forbidden anyone from taking screenshots or even discussing the Niji Air Live colors because it's the Nazis that are behind it. And before you saw the newest member of the Niji VTuber clique, Adolfo Hitler from the new Nijisanji generation Blitzkrieg. So I hope you understand why Nijisanji is being so hush hush about it, and how why they're being so secretive about all of this. It's all the Nazis. It's been the Nazis all the damn time. How could we have fucking missed it? But before I discuss what the Niji sisters or considering that this is now considered a slur, I have to lessen the impact of the word and not use the hard R at the end of it. So it's not gonna be Niji sisters, sister or Niji sisters from this point on. It's gonna be Niji sisters. It's gonna be Niji sisters. How you doing, my Niji sisters? That's how it's gonna be. But before anything else, let me uh let me actually get my Fugi up. There it is. Okay. But I'm muted. But I'm not muted. Okay. Now it works. Okay. And let's get some music up and I'll discuss this nonsense. What's been going on with Niji lately? Or rather Niji fans, because Niji fans are like their special brand of nonsensical individuals, and we're gonna be taking a look at a few of them today, because they went on a little crusade, which didn't end up very well for them as it usually does, as Niji stands are mostly composed out of mentally ill people and children, or both of these combined, which is of course always a great combination. Let's see what kind of music I'm in the mood for today. Not that the BGM selection for the stream is very expensive or anything, but you know, let's go with ghost mode and change, because nothing ever changes in the VTuber sphere. Nothing. It's all cyclical and it's all very stupid. But having said that, Niji stands, the Niji sisters, they they always find a way to invent new ways to make themselves look stupid and unhinged, and they did it again today. But you know, as we are very thorough in these streams, I decided to do a little bit of history research, or rather, just kind of go back to the past, where things used to be better for the most part. Because when you go to 4chan, because 4chan is a thing that we're going to be talking about. As you go to 4chan, there are things there that are quite enjoyable for the most part, but mostly it's nonsense, especially if you go to VT, the 4chan's VTuber virtual YouTuber board. And this is probably something some of you won't be familiar with, because today's topic kind of combines these two things: Niji fans, the Niji sisters, the Niji stans, the more of the hardcore fans, those dedicated individuals that want to promote any color's good name by any means necessary for them. Niji and any color has never done anything wrong, and if any color has done anything wrong, it's probably not all that bad, and you're just overthinking it, and you're exaggerating things for the audiences, as you are, according to them, Jama tuber aligned and probably a far right extremist, because that's the argument they also made. So we're gonna be looking at both VT's and JP's past, because believe it or not, virtual YouTubers have not been discussed first, most of all on VT, but more prominently before VT even existed. They've been discussed on JP, and in some smaller and in some smaller amount on also on A. 4chan's anime board, of course, but considering, you know, virtual YouTubers aren't really anime, even though some of them have some animated segments, and there was like a whole whole anime actually. I don't remember which year it was that it aired in, but there was like this whole anime that there was a lot of popular VTubers at the time in it. I believe there were some independent ones, like from the very OG ones, like Kaguya Luna was there, Shira was there. I remember an anime like that being a thing, but you know, considering it didn't leave too much of an impression, I don't remember much about it. But there was an anime like that. But you know, this wasn't a good enough reason to keep VTuber discussion up on A. Instead, it was moved to JP, the General Japanese Things board of 4chan. But as VTubers were getting bigger, even that board wasn't big enough to contain all the VTuber discussion. But again, we will get to all of that, and I'm getting ahead of myself, as I have a lot of things to discuss today, of course. And as I usually do, I've divided it into several arcs, because everything has a beginning, and even this week's Niji-sanji nonsense, because there's something new from these guys almost every single week, if not day. Must be a day ending with the letter Y, but yeah, that's how it is. So what arcs did I divide today's stream into? Well, the current Niji-sanji problem started with one particular VTuber actually making a very weird call-out thread on the VTuber newsman False ID, making a very grand assumption backed up by quote-unquote evidence that the term sisters in Nijisisters is equivalent to a slur, and it's a quote-unquote, again, safe way to say the N word, the N slur, you know, and getting away with it. That was pretty much the argument, and the way it was backed up is them taking like a bunch of random screenshots from VT, where people use Nijisisters and Niji N words to basically discuss things. And I'll get into that and how 4chan culture actually is when it comes to slurs and all kinds of insults, because you need to understand parts of board culture in order to get the full story out of it. But yeah, this VTuber called Firozera, in all of her or his wisdom, decided to make this call-out thread about false ID, because, you know, no better time than when he's flying to Jakarta, I guess. I don't know where he went. That detail of this lore evades me, but apparently he went to Jakarta for something. I don't know. I don't follow his life. But this was the grand time to actually make a call-out post about him, because he's been getting a lot of people's nerves ever since he got into drama content a bit more than the news. Especially Niji-sanji fans. They hate his guts because he has a bone to pick with any color, as they have previously struck his channel for essentially using their VTubers in thumbnails. That was their justification. That strike or strikes, they have expired since. That was a long time ago at this point. And since that time, he has he had a little bit of problem with them, as you understand. And he takes every single opportunity in order to shit on them, which is understandable to some part. But yeah, that's what False ID does, and that's how they decided to go after him this time around, with these weird accusations that he's actually saying slurs when saying things about Niji sisters. And we'll discuss all of that, how these people and how that person has made this sort of argument, and how it ended up, as some people have decided to challenge them on it, but there's also other people that decided to unquestioningly believe that, like no critical thinking involved in that process, and just checks out. I guess all of these people saying Niji sisters are actually saying the hard N word about them, and they just want to escape accountability. Of course, my favorite VTuber former journalist Ducky has decided to throw in his hat into the ring this time around, because he always has to be there when bad opinions are there to be shared with other people, and of course he joined in on that, and we'll discuss that too. Moving on, after this whole thing happened, you can probably guess the reaction from people that usually talk about this type of VTuber drama. Well, people like Revsis Desu, like Kiyomaru, I don't know who else. They decided to make videos about this because it's a ridiculous argument that is worth covering. Would get a lot of attention, of course. So both Rev and Kyo, and False ID as well, because you cannot forget him, as he's like kind of the main victim. I could kind of call him victim in this situation, because it's pretty much false accusations being thrown around about him. So those three decided to make their own set of videos about it, and guess what? The Niji sisters didn't like that very much, because they were called stupid. They were called doo-doo heads and very silly people in those videos, and they didn't like that one bit. And a lot of them decided to make grand statements about how all of these three, meaning Revses Desu, Kyo, and False ID, they're contributing to a narrative and a campaign of harassment against the Niji sisters, and how bad they are, and that they deserve all the bad things happening to them in life, including deplatforming and shit like that. So we're gonna take a look at some of these Niji stans and how they behave. I picked out two prominent ones. There's three of them. Like there's the big three, let's call them. There's one called Jasmine. There's one that doesn't really have a name but masquerades as a. They're called N-Binted, whatever the fuck that means. But they masquerade with a mint profile picture on Twitter, which is of course a very wise thing to do when when you're a mega VTuber fan. You just plaster your Oshi on your profile picture and then act unhinged. And as the more infamous you become, of course, people will not associate your terrible behavior with that particular VTuber. But again, I have been mentioning that for quite a bit, but the Japanese have figured it out not to do that, because kind of you're a representative of a fandom then, and if you're that infamous, you're pretty much gonna get your fandom or even your favorite VTuber in a little bit of trouble, or at least their reputation is just gonna take a little bit of a hit because of that. And this is why Japanese people do not do that, because they figured it out a long time ago. But Niji sisters, they ain't very smart. They do not know how to go about that social media behavior, and they do not know etiquette. So that's how it is. So this N-Binted person and the other one, Jasmine, we're going to be taking a look at what they had to say about it. There's also a third one called Mae, which I called like the biggest Niji-sanji dick sucker in the universe. All three of them are kind of in a competition to become that, but I think Mae has a leg up on all of them, because he, she, whatever that is, thinks that Nijisaji cannot do possibly anything wrong. And if the company did, as I was saying in the beginning, if the company did anything wrong, it's probably not that serious. And no one is to blame. It's just a set of circumstances that have led to terrible things happening to the VTubers working at that company and in that group. And, you know, it's just, you know, the act of God that made any color so bad. It's like a flood or like a volcano erupting. Nature is to blame, not people and their actions and the following consequences of these actions. It's all it's all, you know, in the hands of some deity out there. So that's what we're gonna be discussing following false IDs, false accusations, and then we'll get into a little bit of history as I explore to you the history of the word Niji sister or Nijisista, and the actual slur attached to Niji, meaning the Niji N words, like when it was used for the first time on 4chan boards. What was the context? Because the context of some of that is pretty funny, considering what it is, especially when it comes to Niji sisters and Niji sister and JP, because it has its own story arc, believe it or not. So people have been dealing with a Niji sister even before Niji-sanji EN was planned. Yes, before 2020. Because a little bit of history lesson for you there, in case you forgot, in case you don't care, which is more likely. Niji-sanji EN's branch, EN branch, was first announced at the end of 2020. I believe it was in December. That's where they announced that they're having auditions for their first, English-speaking VTuber group. And later on in 2021, I believe it was May or April, I don't remember exactly, that's when their first English-speaking VTuber group premiered. So yeah, even before the word Niji-sanji EN fans, because Niji-sanji EN didn't exist, people have been using the Niji sister moniker for a specific purpose on the 4chan board, and we're going to be looking at all of that. Those words used on both JP and VT. We're going to be taking a look at both of these. So that's going to be the whole stream. So without further ado, let's get into those false accusations that were thrown around on False's head, because that's truly something special. So let me get that set up real quick. All right, where did I put it? Real quick. It's always in the same place, but I have so many folders at this point. I called this one the slur investigation. But yeah, there it is. Okay. So as I was saying, there was this, or there is this VTuber called Firozera. This whole thread, by the way, it is now deleted because, you know, when you say stupid shit and then you get shit for it, of course, you're gonna get a lot of heat, and some people cannot deal with that heat. And Firozera here couldn't quite dish it out as they were getting hit for it. But this is what Firozera had to say about False ID, as he was traveling to Jakarta, I guess. I shouldn't be the one to have to tell anyone this, but the term sisters is a bad Asian version of a racial slur usually used for Niji-sanji fans. Although sisters, a stand-in, is also just another way of shaming women for their interests. Don't use them. And this is pointing out a Discord screenshot of False ID saying this: Jakarta time, not beating the allegations, sisters. Besides all this, I'm not sure if people are aware, but the certain lawyer the Purple Newsman is associated with got his start doing anti-vax videos for conspiracy theorists, before following the pipeline to find a new topic / audience to drag down the rabbit hole. And as you can see here, common cancellation tactic used against people you don't like. Make sure that they're guilty by association with someone that you don't like. And the anti-vax lawyer that's being referred to here is Legal Mindset, because he apparently is one of those. But the only thing I managed to find about his anti-vaccination stuff is that he didn't like, forceful vaccinations and then the lockdowns. A lot of people didn't like those, but leftoids like to use those things as talking points. So if you decide to take the step and take your own health into consideration, because whether you want to get vaccinated or not is your own damn fucking choice, and nobody should be able to force you to do that, especially the fucking government, especially on something like an untested vaccine. So yeah, they like to use that point all the damn time. So guilt by association, bad person, of course. The moment you get associated with them, you're a persona non grata. Let's continue. Most times, people shouldn't worry about their associations, but when you use a snake oil salesman as an actual source for your news, that's a real problem. It erodes credibility and makes people question your underlying motives to defend someone more horrible than yourself. Mind you, Legal Mindset has been giving opinions as from a professional standpoint, as he is a lawyer. This has nothing to do with his opinions about vaccinations or anything, and considering they're trying to relate these two, that this actually makes him a bad person, it's one of those ridiculous arguments that people like to make. On another note, please stop asking what the term is. I'm not going to say it, but you probably can find it easy via searching once you figure out what it is. I mean, what could it is? What could it be? What kind of slur could it be? That's a little bit of mystery here, considering that in the next tweet it's actually shown, even though it's censored. Not that I wanted to go through and compile any of this because it's disgusting, and there's more than just this out here. It's been going on since 2022. Oh, it's been going on longer than that. Oh, sister, Nijislur. Oh, I'm sorry. I did a little bit of slur there. But let people make their excuses or explain it regardless. And here's that bunch of screenshots taken from different times. From I believe it's from Varosu, the 4chan VTUBER archive. And here's a little bit of a few examples of channers using Niji N-words combined with Nijislur. I'll read a few of those, like the first one here on the upper left, in the upper left corner. And that's why we call them Niji N-words. And they still haven't been able to come up with a reply as effective. They settle on Hollow Brony, which is just cringe playground shit. Nowhere near as effective as Niji N-word. All Niji N-words below 1k views. Press F to dab on the Niji N-words. Do you even know why you dislike Niji-sanji? No, but I'm having fun shitting on Niji N-words. Hold up, let me get this a little bit up. Oh. Niji N-words are in shambles. That's what you get for shilling inferior brand. Niji N-flop? Yes. Niji N-words pissed at the pic that reveals the shit quality of Niji 3D models. Sisters. So we have Nijislurs, Niji N-words, and Niji, I believe that was an F slur there. Now, we call him Nijislur. Just call him Niji N-word. Sister Niji N-word raid, or fan posters that type like sisters and get automatically associated with sisters regardless of what they claim. Why do you use sisters slang wrong? Fan base sisters mocks people on this board who act like gossiping 16-year-old high school girls. Calling you a deflecting Niji N-word, Nijislurs, is a drama thread in a drama thread shows that you are incapable of self-reflection. And just this one post here could be enough, pretty much, to discredit Pirozera's argument, because even a board member here says that Niji N-words is not equivalent to Niji sister, as Niji N-word is a much stronger negative word than Niji sister, even though both are very, very negative, as you can probably tell by just a few examples of these posts. And you do have to understand how 4chan actually uses words like this, how slurs are used for with specific connotations, and how new words are formed on these types of boards. This has been in existence pretty much ever since 4chan came to be. The most prime example is the new F slur. Like, I don't know if I can say this on YouTube, because I've gotten shit from YouTube in regards to bad language before. But basically, new friend, let's call him that, new F slur, as a new friend, has been used pretty much since the beginning of 4chan as a whole. This new friend, new F slur, was used to denote new users to the boards that they were acting not in accordance with board culture, and you could pick them out because they didn't use the same nomenclature. They didn't use a similar language to that's used on specific boards. They asked stupid questions, and they didn't lurk. And by lurking, I mean they weren't just reading the board and assimilating to the board culture before posting, before actually knowing how to post. Those were the new friends, the new F slurs. And when referring to people that in a negative sense, 4chaners usually do this. So, for example, they add like a good example, like from the like anime days, like K-On, when K-On was a big thing on A. The K-On fans that were very obnoxious usually were called the K-On friends, the K-On F slurs. And you could add everything to that. You just prefix some kind of series, some kind of fandom, and then you add a slur to the end of it to as a suffix, to make to make your point stronger, to make sure that that the other person that is part of a certain group is insulted. And that's pretty much how they create these words. It's a pretty simple process, and it usually has negative connotations because it's used in a negative sense when trying to insult somebody. But there are positive examples of that too, sometimes used. Some people call themselves well, depending on the fandom. I'm not thinking about particular examples now, but there are cases where people will call themselves something friend, to denote a membership within that group, and they will kind of carry that title with some pride. But mostly, when you think about 4chan and how 4chan uses it, it's a negative connotation. But you do have to understand, if anyone on 4chan wanted to call you a slur, they don't even have to be racist or anything. It's just that's how it used to be on the internet, and that's how it kind of still is on 4chan. Even though you can get banned for actual racism on 4chan, but just slur usage without any context, that's not bad enough to get banned usually. So yeah, these people do not necessarily have to be racist to use these slurs. They just use these words to denote extreme disagreement, or to denote something that is very extreme. So you get banned for that on Twitter. Unfortunately, you cannot call someone an F slur or an N slur and get away with it. Unfortunately, even if you're not racist, because that's how it is. That's how the internet changed, and people do not believe in nuanced arguments anymore, and just the usage of a word makes people go ballistic, to the point where Niji's sister has been equated to a slur as well, because Niji-sanji fans apparently want to see themselves as perpetual victims of some kind of injustice. But yeah, that's how it is, and that's a little bit of history on how 4chan uses slurs. It's not that complicated, and doesn't go that far. So from that explanation, you should understand that when someone on 4chan wants to call you a slur, or even out of 4chan, they will call you a slur and they will be more creative about it. They will not use sister, because sister is too light. Sister is like you getting a slap on the wrist. Sister, as this poster here on the lower right has explained, sister is to denote like a gossiping high schooler girl that's you know, a little bit obnoxious, and that's what Niji-sanji fans are for the most part, except they're a little bit more unhinged than that. So calling them Niji sisters is kind of would be equivalent to calling them some kind of Karens, because a lot of them do act like Karens. So do understand, if a 4chaner wants to call you a slur, they're gonna call you a slur. They're not gonna be holding back. They're not gonna be worried about getting banned anywhere, because they do not give a shit about that. So if they want to call you the Niji N slur, they will call you the Niji N slur. If they want to call you a sister, they will call you a sister. These two things aren't equivalent to them in the terms of intensity of insult, but they're still both insults, but they aren't equal. and surely it's not meant in a racist context for most of them, I would assume. But then again, I would also have to assume their intentions, because I'm not gonna say that all of these people aren't racist. I'm quite sure there are quite a few actual racists in there, but some of them just want to use slurs because being edgy and all of that. But let's continue, because this is not where it ended. Upon presenting that fantastic evidence, there are some people commenting on it. Huh, that's interesting. Always figured it was Niji sisters because of Hollow Bros. Sadly not, but that's a plausible deniability of the term. You're meant to be able to make excuses for it. It's literally the fucking truth though, stop lying. It is. And we'll get into that, because the Niji sisters, the Niji-sanji fans, do actually used this term quite often for themselves. Even on that one particular website where they like to dox people and make weird hate campaigns, mostly against Hololive employees and Hololive VTubers, as well as just generally people they don't like in the VTuber sphere. Even that website has them call themselves Niji sisters. So no, these two things have evolved independently of each other. And if you want to get technical about it, you could even say that 4chan has coined the term Niji sister way faster than Niji sisters that are currently Niji-sanji and fans have. And I do have evidence for that. So as you will see in the later part of the stream. But let's continue. Man, I always got really bad vibes from the dude. His crusade against Niji is taking him to terrible places. Even people like me that don't watch Niji are very concerned with how his overtly biased coverage is affecting the VTuber sphere at large. Yes, because someone like some dude that's a purple VTuber, people call the purple Keemstar now. Yeah, because this guy has that much influence over all of the fandom to direct them, towards some kind of extreme. It's not Niji-sanji that does this to themselves. It's not Niji-sanji driving one of their employees almost to suicide twice. It's false ID that's doing that. He's at fault. It's not like he's just just regurgitating what other people have already said and what Niji-sanji and Nijicolor have done themselves. Yeah, he's the one at fault there, because presenting a negative as a negative is bias. Something that's unquestionably negative is having a biased opinion. Because as much as I believe in the gray sphere of things, sometimes things are just objectively black and white. If you want to use that sort of morality when it comes to that kind of thinking, but it's also based on your personal perspective. But most people, at least most people that are sane, would consider almost making your employee commit suicide a bad thing. Very few people would consider that a good thing. A few Niji sisters would consider that a good thing. That's why I'm saying this. That the perspective is important. But yeah, most sane people would consider that kind of action to be quite a huge negative. Let's continue. Now that he's been on that kind of timing since they struck his channel. At this point, it's been more about trying to take them down than actually report on what's going on elsewhere. He needs new material. Well, he doesn't need new material if Niji-sanji is providing all of it almost every single day. I'm sorry if I'm not in tune with this topic. What racial slur is sisters a stand-in for? Alliteration with Niji. I am very uncomfortable even alluding to it, though it shouldn't be too hard to work it out because it's probably the one you think of first. When I hear sisters, I think of James Charles, to be honest. I can't even find anything hinting at what it could possibly be, or this is even being brought up before. I don't know, are these people that sheltered or naive that they don't know? I don't know. It's hard to distinguish who's actually not in the know, who's being naive, and who's trolling here. Hard to say. The word would definitely get you in trouble here, but it originates elsewhere. The other point of the swap is to get more unsuspecting people to use the palatable version, whilst the users of the original term laugh over knowing what it's meant to mean. It's a trick. See, this is completely wrong as well. You do have to know one thing about 4chan, though. When 4chan wants to, do a little bit of trolling behind the scenes, they can easily trick dumb people into believing some shit. And in this case, Pirozera here is actually wrong. This isn't like the okay sign being labeled as a white supremacist sign during the Trump years, because that was actually a 4chan psyop. They wanted to make dumb people believe that the okay symbol, making it with your hand, is an actual identifying symbol for white supremacy. And they made dumb journalists believe that, who wrote articles about it, and ever since, the dumb people all over the world believe the OK symbol is some kind of weird dog whistle for extreme far-right racism. But in this case, these people, they are psyoping themselves. That's what it is. They made something up, and they are just outright believing it. Pirozera here has made shit up, probably believed it herself, and then made other people believe it was someone else's psyop. They reversed psyop themselves in this case. This is so dumb. These people are so dumb. And it continues. Hopefully, just colloquially, I mean, I hate to be unable to call my friends who share my regular artist sisters. It's about context, so you're fine. See, this doesn't align with what Pirozera said here. If context is important now, why wasn't it important in the other case? Because she's making the point that, the word is bad in essence, because a bad place uses it, according to her, as a stand-in for a slur. So why is context good when it comes to this person, but in another case it isn't. Doesn't make much sense. Qualifying it by having the topic to be about Nijisanji then changes the word's meaning. Gotcha. Not, that's just moving the goalposts here. Like, there's just, you know, making shit up to fit that narrative. It's a whole load of bullshit. I thought sister was being used as a term of annoying brat, which is mostly the case. That is the case, though. I never knew it was racially charged. I hope the few people I've seen use the term Niji sisters also didn't know. Sorry, I have to read the super chat real quick. Distractions. Momooko, thank you for the 10. I said this when this first came out, but can we use 4chan to make these people believe Hololive is alt-right? I mean, some of them already believe Hololive fans are alt-right, so you don't really have to do much work there. It's already been done. Like 4chan, I mean, Hololive fans, the Holo Bros, quote unquote, have been have been called alt-right quite a few times, and I have covered this too on my Twitter account. So you'd be just, you know, doing something that has already been done. The original version has an alliteration because of course you can't just use it on Twitter, so the substitute was created. But those that know understand what term is actually meant to be when people use it. I don't get it. Tried to Google it in Urban Dictionary, but didn't get anything helpful to understanding what it could mean. Oh, these poor naive people. And here it is. This is a screenshot from the weirdo doxing website that the Niji sisters use, and here's them themselves using the term sisters when referring to themselves. Good work, sisters and male sisters. So someone mentioned adding links to the Tapa page, but I missed out the existing. Please inform. I'm gonna read all of this, but this is essentially a screenshot of that debunking document that was going around about Nijisanji, Anycolor, and Dokibird. A thing that I did a stream about previously, so I'm not going to be repeating myself here, but this screenshot essentially shows you that they use it to refer themselves as that too. And it's not only on this website, they've been doing that on Twitter as well. So it's not just that. They are actually Nijisanji stans, Nijisanji fans that refer to themselves as sisters. But using sisters and male sisters is really dumb, by the way. Male sisters. What even is that? And of course, you know, upon saying stupid shit, Firozera has gotten quite a lot of backlash. And guess what one does in such a case? Well, you limit replies and then you scream into the void like this. I got a lot of I could say about yesterday, but I think it's wild how little reading comprehension was on display. People dismissing how I said it was either racist or sexist, denying the first, then using the term in a way that proves the second. Guess what? They're doing this because you said something dumb and they're using something dumb against you. In fact, now that this whole issue has been blown out of proportion by people like you and others that believe it uncritically, they're gonna be using Niji sister as a slur just to shit on you, just to fuck with you, because that's what 4chan does. That's what people seeing dumb people do on the internet. When they see someone dumb, they're usually gonna use their own stupidity against them. And that's how it's gonna be. So congratulations, you made Niji sister into an actual slur. Because everything can be a fucking slur if you want it to be. Especially if you lie to thousands upon thousands of people about it and then expect nothing to happen to you. And then Firozera continued on this little pity party here. It's sad that when people try to speak up against hate to inform others, they're shouted down by the same people using the term hatefully. Well, isn't that the consequences of my own actions on the internet? Like, you weren't meant to know this? Or is this something so scary about finding out you're using bigoted language? It requires lashing out? Otherwise, wild thing was a lot of replies of posts going, if you don't like cis, then how about we just straight up call you the racist, sexist thing? So it was a cover? Or all this time they wanted to say worse and needed an excuse for it? No. They didn't need any kind of excuse, because if they wanted to use a slur against Nijisanji fans, they were using a slur. There was no secretive cabal of people wanting to fool others into using Niji sister as a cover for using a slur. There was no such action. You made this action completely up, and it became a thing because of you. You magicked it into existence. Let's continue. Since fans are abandoning the term and no longer identifying with it now after finding out because of you, because this is all your fault, those that were holding it in as an insult may be angry it's no longer effective. Are you dumb? People are gonna be calling you worse from this point onward. Not like it hasn't happened before. I'm sure they'll find a new term in time, though. They don't need a new term. They will call you slurs now. I put it in here, but the post is deleted now. It's been over 24 hours. I didn't do it for fame, just to get the information out there, and that's done. I hope I made a positive impact in some manner. No, you made whole of Nijisanji fandom into buffoons, and got even worse from this point onward. I appreciate all the lovely words of support I got both in public and private. Also privating for a bit because I got covered by a group I had blocked, and now I got people harassing me in unrelated posts since the initial post is gone. I don't want these people replying to anyone following me or my friend, just in case. Well, color me surprised. Someone said something dumb and got called dumb for it. Or rather stronger words. What a tragedy that is. It's 100% misogynistic how they use it, but it's also not a censored word version of the word. 4chan has always been misogynistic and filled with degenerates, but that's the thing. It isn't the term sisters is inherently misogynistic. It is 4chan. It is 4chan, that is. This person is kind of 70% right on all of that, because it's hard to, you know, as I was saying, it's hard to figure out someone's motivations, someone's beliefs, just from weird banter online. Someone will use Niji N-word without, you know, actually being racist. They're just using it as a strong word with a huge negative impact. That's why they use that. And, you know, some just use it to be edgy. That's how the internet is. I think it can be easy swapped since it's used alongside the N-word version. Yeah, but it could be swapped, but it doesn't have to be swapped, because when someone wants to call you the Niji N-word, they're gonna use it. 4chan is not gonna be fucking around with that. 4chaners aren't gonna be holding back with Niji sister when they can use Niji Ensler instead. But really, not surprising how these people are denying one, but got nothing to say about the other, as though it makes it somehow better. Because they do not give a fuck. That's why. Like, you think you've discovered something, you know, unique? No. This hasn't been going on since 2022. This has been going on since there has been any Nijisanji fans ever since, you know, VTubers started to become a topic of discussion on internet forums and image boards ever since then. And especially on 4chan, where things are like that are easily coined. It's not a new thing at all. It's been going on almost since VTubing became a thing, so that's what it is. I could agree with the interchangeable to a certain degree, but safe version of? Nah, they're different insults. They attach to a word. A word do have specific meanings in the sense that they are typically rooted in a specific ism or phobia. So Niji sister specifically misogynistic, Niji N-word specifically racist. It is all bad, but I don't think the saying Niji sisters is a censored version of the Niji N-word models the waters and detracts from the real root issue, which is 4chan and similar sites. Again, right in some aspects, this person is. It also is going to cause a lot of accusations of people using sister to covertly call someone the N-word, which isn't the case. It doesn't make it better, but I think the two things have entirely different levels of severity to them. Yes, it does. It is exactly how I explained it. We can say the word sister, we can even say the word whore, but we don't spell out the N-word. 4chan doesn't care and will spell it out whenever they feel like it. Again, as I explained, they do not give a damn about that sort of thing. They do not need to censor themselves when talking about things like this. Not on 4chan and not in any other place. I hope it makes sense what I'm trying to say. That isn't that the term isn't being used poorly, but the specifics do matter because of what it implies when uninvolved people use the term innocently. Alright. And actually, I take it back. People weren't using it covertly to covertly call people the word by using sister/sisters, but there is a 90% chance people will start doing it now to make fun of these callouts. Yes, they will. As I was also saying, this is all your fault, Hirozera, you disastrous kaiju VTuber. This disastrous is really fitting, by the way, at this point. Self-fulfilling prophecy. It's not as though I didn't factor that in during all of this. Fair enough. So, are you just fucking admitting that you made it all up and now it's all gonna spiral because of you? It's not. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy because you made it up and you're fulfilling it. Like, this is like a huge admittance of you being in charge of this and responsible for this wholly. Like, how do people see this? Are they that dumb that they don't see this person is just making shit up? Self-fulfilling prophecy, a prophecy that I fucking made up. That Firozera made up. This person is either trolling or incredibly fucking dumb. I'd say both. But then again, saying that they're trolling just kind of gives them a little bit of credit, which I'm not inclined to give in this situation, but who the fuck knows at this point. And there's more. It's not. It's a term coined by the literal Nijisanji fans, which is incorrect as well. 4chan had added the hard R and the F slur to everything since before this started. That is right, though. There is no correlation between them. Just take the EL. There was nothing said on who originally coined it, but the language changes and the groups change the context. Yes, that... Why are you trying to make a nuanced point now when you're trying to essentially sync false ID for using the term sister? So why can't false ID use it in a different context, but the word is inherently bad because of where it apparently comes from and what the connotation of its use is. So, like, this person is contradicting themselves here. Like, it can be both. It cannot be both of these things. Either context matters or it doesn't matter. Like, which one is it at this point? Is there something wrong with pointing out how the current usage is being used in a hateful manner by an overwhelming amount of people? You know, overwhelming amount of people that, you know, do not use it as a means to replace a slur. It means nothing just because others use it like that. Doesn't mean we all do. Not our fault. Mental detectives on VT. I think they meant mental defectives, but whatever. Detectives on VT use it as such, and it won't stop us from using it. It will be great if the term can be co-opted into something positive by fans, but I have my doubts it'll be anytime soon. For now, it's a term that has too much baggage attached by those seeking to use it as an insult. That baggage is only attached because of your view and based off of 4chan. It should be pretty clear to you by now, based on your previous post, that most people disagree and simply do not perceive that baggage that's attached to it. Basing off your whole argument about Niji sisters using 4chan as a source is not ideal. I mean, think about 4chan literally made the OK symbol, as I was saying as well. A whistleblower symbol for white power. Just because 4chan adopts it doesn't mean that it's automatically a racial slur. The basis of the point was how it was being used there and the meaning behind it. There is plenty of evidence for containment breaches and why it was being used hatefully, but not sure how a point about 4chan couldn't be made without referencing it. Whole Life is a male viewer dominated. Nijisanchi is a female viewer dominated. That's Hollow Bros and Nijisisters. Any other definition is derivative, and it was Nijisanchi fans who came up with it in the first place. 2022, also not correct. Nijisister has been used way before 2022. It's the same as saying dream, but BTS stance, etc. Need to reward it. The origin was never up for debate. Language changes and groups twist the context. In this case, the current usage is very much based in insulting others, either as a cover for another slur or to degrade women. So, some women deserve to be degraded for their opinions, as well as men do. Sorry, that I'm not making up the rules. That's just how it is. Let's continue. The target demographic here is Nijisanji fans who females are the most vocal. It's unfortunate it has negative connotations because of 4chan, but bigots are bigots, and people are people. Everyone is aware it's being used to refer to Niji stance, and thus nobody bats an eye. Period. Again, correct. And guess what? There's been some hidden replies by Firozera. Like, I'm looking forward to your gymnastic display in the next Olympics. Nijisister originated from 4chan, where you don't get banned for using racist slurs. So why would they use a ban evasion version when they can just just say Niji N-word? Things just aren't adding up. While both are used to insult, they are not one and the same, or Nijisister is not racist. And again, this is pretty much how I explained it too. And that's just the case for it. And guess what? As I was saying before, Ducky, former VTuber journalist, current VTuber writer, has also decided to comment on what Firozera has been talking about. First saw this term floating around 12 to 18 months ago. Whether the slur version came first or the saved version was hijacked doesn't matter. I never liked the term. I'm glad its origins back to at least 2021, thanks to Firo into diving into the fray, have come out. Dumbass. If you just used any 4chan archive for VT or JP, you would see that the term is much older than that. But, you know, I expect a journalist to do that much non-work. So, congratulations, Ducky. Every single time you open your mouth or every single time you type something out, it's always something dumb. It's always something correct. I don't know how a person can be this wrong about so many things and make it into a profession. I do not understand. Must be some kind of mental deficiency. I don't know what it is. While Twitter search doesn't capture everything, no private accounts. The fact I can find references for the slur version and not the sister version before 2022. This time either had bad roots or it was hijacked early on in ENN fandom, and it's good to call it out. Well, first of all, let me do a little bit of correcting here, because I like to correct this dumbass every single time he decides to speak incorrectly about something. Twitter's search function has been broken for quite a bit, especially since Elon Musk took it over. There are some things that you cannot search below a certain date. For example, some posts on a specific person's Twitter account do not have to be privated. They do not have to be on a private account, like, whatsoever, for Twitter not to show them up, like, whatsoever. Before the date 2021, Twitter usually has some problems actually showing up things that were said from specific users. So again, Ducky didn't do research into that and doesn't know that Twitter's search is broken. So if he looked before, there might be actually some evidence that Nijisister was used on Twitter before 2021. There's quite a possibility of that, but again, Twitter's search function pretty fucked up. The website is pretty much in shambles the way it is. There's a lot of things that barely work on this fucking platform, and the search function is one of them. Both the general one and the advanced one, which Ducky is using here. So again, the bad roots and was hijacked early on. Nothing was hijacked. Nijislur, I would even say personally, was first used with a negative connotation in the first place. And I have some good evidence that Nijislur was actually coined by 4chan way before 2021. If I remember correctly, in 2018, the first Nijislur was actually used. And that's how it is. These Nijislurs were both developed on completely two different platforms. 4chan, which is more insular, it doesn't kind of break containment as they say too often. It's mostly contained within itself. So Nijislur developed there on its own, and when Niji Sanji Yen came to be, and there were actual Niji Sanji stands started to exist online and on Twitter, then they started using Nijislur in their own way. Not because they saw it somewhere, but just because the fandom has a lot of dumb young women in it. So they started to call themselves Nijislurs in a similar way. Whole Life fans very often call themselves Holobros. Again, those two words with two different meanings behind them, with two different connotations behind them, developed themselves quite separately, and that, I believe, is the complete truth of all of this. This wasn't some 4chan psyop. This wasn't anything like that. It's just two words that developed itself in two different communities, separate from one another. And it's very easy to understand considering how separated 4chan is from usually the rest of the internet. And even 4chan looks down on people breaking containment, meaning posting 4chan things outside of 4chan itself. So that's how it is. But again, this is all what I'm saying here. This is all cursory knowledge that even a person that doesn't know 4chan could be able to investigate. There are things out there on the grander internet that will help you to investigate that, but Ducky, being Ducky, does not fucking understand how to use the internet for research, because his coveted 8-year career is rewriting guides from Reddit and then presenting them as news on Dexerto or some other websites. This is all and most of Ducky's career, other than writing completely uninformed and very much biased articles about VTubers that created more shit than they solved. I do not believe they solved anything, but I did a stream of this motherfucker as well. So you guys can go watch that one, because in it I list all of his sins as a journalist. Essentially what a journalist shouldn't be fucking doing at all, because it breaks all kinds of codes of ethics. And codes of ethics are personal things that people, abide by. There's not something that can, strip you of your title of journalist. That's a self-appointed thing. But yeah, that's how it is. And Ducky here decided to not be a VTuber journalist anymore. He's now a VTuber writer. And that's and here's his explanation for that. This is a little bit of a tangent to today's topic. This is a little bit of a sideline, but I had to include that because this man is unbelievably stupid. I feel like I've done great work over the last 2.5 years, but I think it's evident I'm pretty tired. I now just want to exist as a fan who does interviews and writes fun pieces occasionally. I'm dropping the moniker I've had for years, and I'm ready to relax and have fun again. That's why I always say one should be careful when making their personal hobbies a job, because they risk it turning into something that feels like a chore. I'm glad you're moving to just do what makes you happy for yourself. I've been doing news for nearly 8 years. It's still my deepest passion. I just want to very much focus on what makes it fun for me, which is interviewing people and telling their stories. Well, Ducky, it doesn't fucking matter if you drop the VTuber journalist moniker. You're still you. You're still this idiot with terrible uninformed opinions that people hate. Just dropping the journalist from your name doesn't change anything about your person and what you did. This was never about your title, which, you know, in itself is a symbol of mental illness nowadays and incompetence. But this is not why people were going after you. They were going after you because you stirred shit up by inventing things in your articles and then lying about shit and misconstruing them to fit your own narrative. That's why people have issues with this guy. So yeah, he's also dumb. And the fact that he thinks he has done great work, not just good work, but great work, is some kind of confidence that I could be jealous of if I had no self-awareness, but it is what it is. And the fact that he also had it pinned, he also pinned this tweet that he did great work, really says something about his confidence and the level of arrogance this man fucking presents to everybody else. I've never seen... Well, that's a lie. I've seen more slappable people, but Daki certainly is somewhere in that list of people that deserve a slap. So that was Daki, and that was the accusations against false ID and the false narrative. Yes, a little joke there about the Nijislur, the Nijisisters slur. And moving on, we have a reaction by the Nijistans themselves. One of them being this mint, this person with the mint avatar. And guess what his beef was? Well, essentially, he got so butthurt, or she got so butthurt. I do not know what these people are, and I do not care. But this person got so butthurt about Falsei replying to him that he went on a tirade that's like several days long, and decided to throw everything but the kitchen sink on Falsei because of that. This person got so butt flustered, so ferociously frustrated, so unconditionally unhinged that he decided to dedicate several days out of his very busy day, I imagine, to go after false ID. completely unhinged. But let's read some of these fantastic posts by this person. There it is. It's them. They currently have a different name, but this is what they went by at the time when I took this screenshot. Paul's is friends with anti-vax lawyers. They them. VTuber and anime art retweet account with, you know, mint plastered all over the profile, because that's again a wise thing to do as a VTuber fan that acts completely fucking stupid online. It's been real tough. This starts in February 16 because I need to present to you what kind of mindset this person represents when it comes to any color in Nijisanji in general. I think this set of posts on Twitter sets a good example of that. It's been a rough time. Hope people are doing okay. I'm upset and disappointed about how things have gone, but my heart is with all the livers involved. I don't think anyone is malicious actor and nobody wants anyone to be destroyed. Make up your own mind about whether you want to support the company or livers. No livers on either side are asking you to do anything except to listen and be kind. Personally, I continue to watch even I don't want to give any money right now. Yeah, nobody is to blame. Nobody is a malicious actor, especially not the people throwing a suicidal person under the bus. It's not the Vox, Elira, and crew that are saying, "Oh, this Doki Bird bitch is crazy. Do not believe a single thing she's saying." Well, Nijisanji did nothing wrong. This is pretty much the mindset of this person. There's no malicious actors here. It's you know, again, as I was saying, it's all an act of God that happened. And going to March 13th, as people were talking about DocuBird again, Hurtbox TV here replying to a post about DocuBird, I believe. I will verify your statement. Nevertheless, I recommend you consult a psychiatrist at the earliest possible time. The Robocop game, by the way, very good game. Highly recommend it. It's pretty damn good, even though it's like a budget title, but still very good. I'd recommend it wholeheartedly. Had a fun time with it. Not sure if you're trying to deny that that your beloved right-wing sexpat lawyer is frothing culture war weirdo desperate for clout, or if you think that's cool. Either way, you're a loser. LMAO. And here's this person replying to false ID, replying to a different person. The original tweet: "Dumbass, high schoolers can take comms. Have you never seen people sell their art for less than what they're worth? Especially design comms." And this is the original false ID post. "Congratulations. Reminder, any color hires Japanese high school students at minimum wage for their translations." I don't believe these people understand the issue here, that, you know, Japanese high schoolers checking English translations. Japan, where the level of English knowledge, especially on the high school level, is quite abysmal. This says something about, you know, the quality assurance at any color, and it also says something about their practices, that they won't hire an actual professional to do checks on work that's really front-facing for their company. Because, you know, translations, not very important. You can leave those to Japanese high schoolers. The people defending this are really dumb too. Getting arguments with 40 follower accounts and quote tweeting to get your followers to dogpile them. Truly, you're a big man speaking the truth to justice here. And then False ID also quote retweeted them because they're fucking dumb. Roll over and let us directly harass you. I wrote a longer reply, but you're not even worth that. You're a very frail and petty man. And you'll see how little False Eye is worth as this person goes on a tirade about False Eye for several days long. But again, this is the argument for harassment. "Oh, you said something stupid to me, and you quote retweeted me to your thousands upon thousands of followers. You're dogpiling me." I hate that word, by the way. These are people not taking accountability for their own fucking actions. Like, if you don't want to engage with anyone on social media, then just don't fucking post it. You're waiting that, you know, you're gonna shit on somebody and then they're just gonna take it. Not how it's supposed to work. You don't just, you know, shrink back and I don't know, suck in your balls because some little account decided to, you know, shit on you. You either banter back or you ignore them. And if False decided to banter back, then he's gonna do that. You can't blame him because he has this so big follower numbers. Again, this is person to person. Who gives a shit? Don't say stupid shit online to get hit by it. Don't believe in this shit. Wait, that legal mindset dude is anti-vax too? He's got videos ranting about vaccine mandates, among other videos ranting about critical race theory, paranoia about social justice people, censoring anime boobs, etc. All of these things are true, by the way. Critical race theory, very fucking real. Social justice people censoring anime boobs, also very real. And here's that other just mean dick sucker, which we're gonna be talking about in detail as well. I'm sorry for the backlash coming your way. Fuck him, lol. Thank you, I'll be fine. I knew exactly what I was getting into and I muted as soon as I started doing numbers. Moreover, he proved my point that he's a bully with an insane victim complex. Nothing I could say is more damning than his words and the way his community acts. Yeah. Calling a dumb person dumb for acting dumb is harassment. Change my name temporarily in case False decides to put me in his video, LMAO. Again, this is not. This is the person that's apparently not being petty and obsessed. Aha! Your post screenshots sent to you from the public Discord servers of a guy with 60k followers, but I think it's weird when a stranger looks your then 70 follower account for several hours isn't the own you think it is, lads. Here's my serious take before I go touch grass. Paul talks big about harassment for a guy who directly profits from and takes delight in sending harassment people he decides deserve it. And I don't know if it's because he's thin-skinned or because he's evil or both. Very dramatic, by the way. But False is a little bit thin-skinned. He does block people for the slightest of insults. So, yeah, I'm not defending the guy because I don't like him personally, but he is a bit objectively a little bit thin-skinned in his actions on Twitter. Evil? No. An asshole? That's for sure. This is the False community. It's a fair game to theorize that there's Niji George Soros who pays people to take issue with drama channels who have direct financial incentives to stir shit up. And quoting, this goes into rat territory, but I'm willing to bet some of the pro Niji messaging is astroturf, as in paid. Well, I'm quite sure it is astroturfed, but not paid. It's being done for free because Niji Sanji will not fucking pay anybody anything, especially not to astroturf shit. They will not pay for advertisements. The Niji sisters are doing the advertisement themselves by acting stupid and making call out posts about people and the fact that they're friends with supposed anti-waxers that believe in conspiracy theories such as censoring anime boobies by social justice warriors and critical race theory. Another fun fact, I believe 45 of his last 50 videos have been something about Niji in the title or clickbait that it could be Niji with a vague talk about agency drama. People seem to only find it out some of this stuff just now from this thread, which is why I'm posting it. Again, this person is not obsessed, and as they were saying before, they will not post about False because that would be petty, and they don't have time for that. And if you're seeing the dates here, this is day 2 of them absolutely seething about False and the connections that he has. If fighting political trolls online has taught me anything, you all should start ignoring blocking Pink Eye and his minions. Oh, and now they have a Voldemort name for him too. It's not False ID anymore. Now it's Pink Eye. Now he's gonna be unmentionable. He's the new VTuber Voldemort. They start screaming their own shit when they realize they don't have traction anymore. As a general rule, yes, but I think he's already at the shit screaming phase. Kinda like he didn't have any publicly respond to the username I gave myself, but he did LMAO. I was acting retarded on Twitter, and this person noticed I was acting retarded and pointed it out. I sure owned him. I was just pretending to be retarded to get your attention. God damn, these people are dumb. At the very least, I make a point not to argue directly with him because I've seen how he takes arguments into his personal dog piles, and ultimately I know for a fact I'll move on well before he stops getting bizarre arguments. Oh, that's false too, because this person, as far as I've seen today, they're still going about it. Like today is the 15th of April. This is the 9th here, and they started this on the 8th, and they're still fucking going. I'm sorry for any followers who don't want to see my post about that miserable asshole, by the way. I know a lot of people want to destroy the joy certain people take in their fandom, but despite that, I hope we can all take time to actually enjoy watching VTubers and uplift them. Yes, because trying to take False ID is certainly an uplifting sort of behavior, especially you with that Mint profile picture. I'm quite sure Mint really enjoys what you're doing. I just wish sometimes these people's Oshis would just come outright and say this, like, hey, you asshole with my face plastered on your profile picture. Can you cut that shit out? Like, can you take a fucking hike? Or better yet, get taken behind the shed and get shot? I would wish people's Oshis did that to assholes that have them as profile pictures. That would really set some kind of precedent. That would be great. I would enjoy that very well. Like plenty of others, VTubers are a hobby that brought me a lot of joy at a hard time. I try to forget that even if things get miserable and I get caught up in conflict. I think we should speak about people who spread hatred, but we should also take time to enjoy this. Try to take time for your hobbies between engaging with heavy subjects in general. You probably won't do much for the world by making it your entire life. It'll make you miserable. That's something I need to remind myself of at times too. And considering how often they've been posting about false ID, I don't think those reminders have reached themselves as well. I dislike the people who try to ruin this, and I won't even try to hide that. But there's cool people here and cool stuff happening. Take time for that. Hey, it's false anti-wax lawyer friend. He also makes fun of sex trafficking victims. Because, you know, time to go after legal mindset because he's quote-unquote friends with false ID. Time to make shit up wholesale. Alleged sex trafficking victims is correction. Sorry, Mr. Sexpat. Ableist slur in the replies. Respectable lawyer. Check again, Spurg. I mean, it's not it's not a reply to Unbinted or anything, but I would call what Unbinted is doing spurging out as well. And I believe this is already the fucking 10th of April. I need to remind you, I had 70 followers before this. I made fun of Falls for dogpiling strangers. He attempted to dogpile me in retaliation. I went somewhere he couldn't harass me and he responded by failing to dox where I live to his fans and then deleted with zero apology. I do not fucking think a thing like that happened. I would know about this firsthand. I would know if someone's trying to fucking dox somebody. You can prove me wrong on this one, but I do not believe false ID tried to dox your shit. That's a lie and a half. If he's actually remotely sorry, good. I hope some part of him reflects on his actions and tries to be better. I would genuinely like it where were a force of good in the community again, but I believe it when I see it. Again, very dramatic. Also, his Discord is apparently targeting people over the objective fact that people on 4chan use the term Nijislur as a substitute for a racial slur, not simply disagreeing or making fun of them, naming and speaking people with much smaller reach than false. I forgot to turn off comments to weird randos, LMAO. Really? So you're okay with the destruction of the economy and people being made jobless over not wanting to get rushed vaccines put into them, and Mint Maid would be disappointed in her picture while pushing hate speech. I don't think Mint is anti-wax, actually. How the fuck do you know? Did you ask? By the way, False's fans are still talking about me in his Discord, apparently. The Niji non-stop trash fire thread appears to also be the worst mental gymnastics ever. Discredit everyone who criticizes our precious news daddy thread. And they say Niji-sanji fans are bootlickers. The stuff I've seen from the thread is so wild. Just people going wild with their brainworms with no real moderation. I'm sorry, but your boy attempted to dox me. Maybe just take the L and stop giving me things to talk about. Again, this is going to be going on for days. By the way, False quietly deleted the message about me being from Jakarta. Still don't know what part was stranger. The attempted dogs, the usage of your from C as a way to discredit me after misusing the term ad hominem, the bigoted conspiracies, or the fact that I'm not even from C. False ID continued to post me about in his Discord echo chamber, including an attempt to infer my location based on the screenshots I didn't even take, and bizarre racist conspiracies theory about Southeast Asian Niji fans coordinating harassment attempts by criticizing him. Again, that's bullshit. Someone probably saw your location somewhere on Twitter. And that's not a fucking dox, so please. just ease up a little bit on the drama mongering, because you're just giving false a little bit more material. And now they decided to talk about Kiyomaru as well. LMFAO, not the ship weirdo talking about me. To be clear, I'm not I'm not at all upset that he's covering me. I didn't really expect better out of this guy. Just amused, got this far. Less than 30 minutes for a quote tweet from a guy who really likes Pinochet. Upsetting only the most normal people here. First Kyo and now Rev. I seriously hope you're okay. I appreciate your concern, but I'm totally fine, lol. It's very strange and amusing. I swear I just wanted to make fun of the purple news guy for dogpiling 10 follower accounts. Again, still going, like it's perpetual at this point. Now I'm main character in the story of the week for Rev says doo-doo and fascist dictator stan accounts and calling me slurs in my quote tweets. I appreciate the concern in the replies, but I'm absolutely fine, lol. Like, now they have a main character syndrome. Now they think they're actually important. So not upset. So not bothered by it. Not that I enjoy abusive comments, but I've been on the internet long enough to know how weird people act. What a hero you are. Mint profile picture. A lot of this has been incredibly funny too. In the first place, I was complete nobody who absolutely shouldn't be ignored by... Oh, now he's a circle. Now false ID went from being called, like, what was it? Pink Eye? Like Voldemort? And now he devolved into a purple fucking circle emoji. Now he's being dehumanized into a purple fucking circle emoji. That's brilliant. I don't think I'm doing anything noble here, but I'm glad that some people are actually learning stuff about these assholes from my tweets. Serious comment regarding my username. I don't think there's anything wrong with befriending people with different views, but if you're befriending anti-wax people, it's probably because you have nothing to lose from their views. You have the privilege to not think of the hurt it does. Yes, like... Saying that you should be informed about your health decisions and not wanting health mandates imposed on you is a privilege that hurts people. I don't have the privilege to just be cool with anti-vaccine rhetoric. Unfortunately, I've seen way long COVID symptoms have irreversibly changed their lives of people close to me. I don't think I can just shrug that off and accept those views in any sort of good faith community. The same goes for befriending Nazis and adjacent people. Fun how that goes, chat, isn't it? Like from anti-vaccine or just be responsible for your own health positions are now being compared to Nazi rhetoric. Like this is all the same to these people. They just can like lump up all the people we don't like into one very convenient box and just, don't know, send them down the river. Insane. Same goes for befriending Nazis and adjacent people. Obviously, they're not just different opinion. They're different consideration of the value of human life. They're directly connected to the most vulnerable people in society suffering or even dying. I like them when they always do these appeals to emotions as if it's like a logical argument. Whereas all they're doing is just spouting bullshit about, Nazis and anti-vaccine people being the same, essentially. I don't know when I'll change my username. At first it was just a bit to show the consequences of trying to broadcast strangers you can control on your timeline. But now I've legit made some people aware of things they don't know. But these problems go deeper than, than one or two grifters. Like now they're personal mission. Now they've gotten a taste of importance on Twitter.com or X.com, and now this unbinted account evolved from just an animated VTuber retweeting account to an actual online activist. They feel important. They feel empowered to do positive things with their account. It'll probably be sooner than later that I change the name. It's already gone above and beyond its purpose. And if I'm going to use this account to talk about shitty people, it won't just be one or two people. As much as I think I've done serious damage. Because I think they've done serious damage. What a fucking spurg. When you get called out for making jokes about an alleged sex trafficking victim of a billionaire ex-CEO under federal investigation, again, it's still fucking going. Again, April 10th, this is all 2-3 fucking days. Not upset, by the way. Not at all. Someone sent me what the Niji sisters of Kurasanji are saying about legal mindset. Even they can see that this guy sucks. A few many right-wing culture war / videos from legal mindset. How evil. There's a lot of assumptions and straight up conspiracy theories about me and my VTuber fandom, so I lay it out. I like all kinds of VTubers. I think the fandom loyalty and sports team shit is very silly. That's why I showed you the first post of this person, as they said that Nijisanji did nothing wrong and there's no bad actors. Loyalty, fandom, and sports team shit is silly, even though this person represents it too. I watch ENJP, big and small corpo livers and indies. Here's my actual feelings about Niji. I've been a huge fan from the start, but I can't deny it's in a difficult state. A lot of upsetting stuff has happened, and there are big structural issues, but the public discourse is poison and serves no positive purpose. Because there's no positive things to say about this fucking company. They've done so much wrong over the fucking years. What are you gonna say that's positive about them? Like, what the fuck are you gonna do? What's so positive about this company that's worth mentioning? Like, you tell me. I don't know. It's a discourse dominated by people who don't even watch or care for most Niji talents. Drama channels and grifters who are making a ton of profit of this straight up ultra right-wing culture war shit. Which, by the way, is exactly where the Niji hate following came from. Oh, now it's a political conspiracy theory as well. It's funny that this guy, girl, whatever, said that others are conspiracy theorists, and hears them saying that it's all right-wing culture shit. These people don't care about things getting better. Some of them actually want things to get worse. I mean, at this point, Nijisanji needs to fucking die, because what the fuck are they gonna do? They didn't restructure anything. They continue to make the same fucking mistakes, and they have absolutely no idea how their reputation looks online to other people. I mean, even with the recent example of, you know, them making a message about Nijisanji AR live concert, about telling people not to take screenshots, so otherwise they'll get very upsetty about it. Like, Hololive allows to take screenshots from their exclusive fucking gated contents. But Nijisanji, no, we provide only the best in money gated shit. AR live, which is probably not even live to begin with. Do they not understand that saying shit like, "Oh, please do not do this, otherwise it's gonna be some trouble"? That with their reputation, this is an outright, you know, a call to action for some people to shit on them. Do they not understand how this social media stuff works, how the internet works? If you tell people, especially if you're a hated individual, if you tell somebody not to do something online, they're gonna do that 100-fold. They're gonna do that over and over again just to shit on you. And if you're so hated like any color Nijisanji is, what do you think people are gonna be doing with that shit? But then again, who other than Niji fucking stans are gonna watch that AR live shit anyway? Is it even worth pirating at this point? Are they even gonna make any kinds of significant money out of it? Who the fuck knows? I certainly don't, but I've seen some Nijisanji stans that go way and beyond their Call of Duty to make sure that the numbers of Nijisanji are inflated in a very unorganic manner. I've seen some dude out there on Twitter very upset that like one Nijisanji in cover song was getting very small viewer numbers on YouTube, so they decided to make like this guide thread to tell other Nijisanji fans to essentially bot their views, or just go and spam those likes on the liver, as if they cannot do it organically, that they need to do it artificially. It's a little bit pathetic like that, but that's the life of a Nijisanji fan. It's either copium or complete depression because their livers are doing really poorly. That's how it looks. But let's go back to the Mr. Endbinted person, because she is not done yet. They can consider troll all they want, but they do not care or respect the wishes of any of the livers they claim to support. They've projected so much misinformation and personal gripes onto people who want no part of this, and in some cases have to directly ask to be left out. Well, funny you talk about, projecting personal gripes as you label your detractors as Nazis and right-wing extremists. Like, talk about talk about the fucking pots and kettles and them being Kurosanji colored. God damn. These people are dumb. And I've been saying that quite a bit this stream. That's not even getting into the straight up bigotry coming from VT, or the amount of stuff they say that's difficult to prove, extremely sketchy, or just complete conspiracy bullshit. I support the livers past and present. I want things to be better for them. These people don't. None of this is to imply I think I'm any sort of noble crusader, even though they've been doing a lot of virtue signaling during those. As you see, this is April 11th already. And again, let me just check their accounts real quick, because I'm quite sure they're still fucking going about this. I am almost certain they are still going. Let me check their accounts real quick. When was the last relevant post they made about this nonsense again? Mostly it's standard tweets. They made a comment about AR Live. And here's them making a call to action. Let me read that one, even though you don't see it on the screen right now. I made 22 hours ago. As others have said, make sure to leave positive comments for Elira and don't engage with harassers. I'm hopeful that the mod team is so high alert if anything happens. Literally just saw a couple of hate comments on her stream VOD. Like, I get that you people despise Elira after the infamous stream, but doesn't mean you should hate watch her and harass her. Just unfollow, that's seriously it. I for one am glad she's back. Ignore them, report them, and don't give them the oxygen. Again, very not upset about this. Please inflate Elira's likes on YouTube. She really needs it. The consequences of her own actions are following her. Please help her out. Poor Elira, throwing a fucking Doki Bird under the bus with her cohorts, Vox and others. Please save Elira from Elira's actions. But yeah, this is pretty much everything that Endbinted has done so far. And considering they're still going, that they're gonna be continuing on this journey for quite a bit of time, I'm quite sure. But we have another Niji stan cover before we move on into something else. The Jasmine person, also very fucking dramatic. Even more dramatic than this one, I would even say. And before that, here's some people believing, that the Niji sister name is tainted, and it's time to fucking go on a journey and leave it. Let me get a sip of drink. I'm getting dry here. Okay, I'm good for now. Last retweet. Take note, might be time to retire the Nijislur names, y'all. While this is happening, please show Firozera, the VTuber who's outed the whole thing, some love. She's really cool Aussie Kaiju VTuber, and probably the only Twitch streamer I keep up with. And here's Jasmine. Again, as I was saying, these people using the Nijislur moniker themselves. Two of the same terms developed separately in two different fandoms with two completely different meanings behind them. And upon learning, as Jasmine was using the Nijislur term herself for frowny faces, oh no, I completely believe that I just said always shout out to my Niji N-words. Oh my god. That's what they believe, by the way, at this point. Nijislur actually meant Niji N-words? It's fucking crazy to learn. Like, okay, you're all really rolling with the clan like that. You didn't know? No, bitch, I did not. I did not. I did not hit her. I did not use the Nijislur. Replies closed. Everyone go home. And Ducky is here again because why not? That's why I've never felt comfortable with the term. Happy to see it being outed a bit more. Damn the audacity of this shit. I'm genuinely just like, damn. And here's some people uncritically believing what Jasmine here is regurgitating from Firozera. Because it's not those 2-3 Niji stands, it's just, you know, a bunch of them people believing that. Including my favorite watermelon profiles, because of course they also have to be involved in this somehow. I'm seriously so sorry that I've been saying this. I think as a collective we truly didn't know that was what they were implying. Forgive me if I hurt anyone when I used it before, and I'm so sorry to POC fans and friends. Oh no. How could I have done this? Brave injustice. I think it's wild that to all of us, I'm gonna be honest, how did the connection even happen? Like, I fucking hate Zoomers and them using the word like as fucking punctuation marks. Like, it's not a comma and it's not a full stop. The word like is not to be used like that. Go back to school. Holy shit. Like, you're God damn, kind of baffles me. You're a native speaker of this language. You should know it how to use it better. God damn American education system. Because I do believe a person that speaks like that has to be some kind of American, or just thermally online on Twitter and just copying other people's typing habits, which are dumb in itself. Not many of us understood the connection, and anyone trying to use it was just trying to reclaim it and try to take it away their power. So I think you are good. Yeah, you don't have anything to reclaim, you dumbass. And it's a Vox fan, by the way. So of course, intelligence galore. Which community began with that term, and how did it even reach that? Rev, and here's you know, after all of this happened, after Rev, False ID, and Kyo made videos about this person went into full victimization mode, and it's really fucking something. Rev, False ID, and Kyomaru absolutely 100% escalated that Nijislur's issue. Become a harassment campaign against people who brought it up. Not even past the term. You got more people spamming slurs at people to get a reaction. Well, isn't that consequences of your own fucking actions and believing lies that someone's trying to sell you? That culture of fear, the push forward, is going to get someone hurt or worse one day. When will it be enough? Holy fuck, that's an over-exaggeration of a point. I like to one day see someone get punched because someone said Nijislur. Someone's gonna get hurt. When will it be enough? I've seen people be forced to delete informational threads due to threads, leave their accounts, and be forced to break down the stream. Due to that group, I'm not gonna be silent about hateful ass people. If you don't like that, mute and follow me now. Because the amount of times by multiple fucking people I've been told how scared they are to be in the position of getting harassed for their opinions. It isn't right. I'm not gonna pretend like it's right. They make bad with absolute worst of various internet circles and either participate or turn a blind eye when that hurts other people. They want people to be silenced and afraid. This isn't a debate. This is a shooting down of anything they dislike or can monetize. So fuck them. They fuck up and harass people. I'm talking about it. People can continue to believe they will just magically go away, but I'm not gonna be the one to be quiet about it. Oh, fucking brave you are. I'm not gonna give them what they want. A space with no criticism back. It's easy to turn a blind eye until it's you. And they don't want it to be anyone anymore. They can make their content without getting people attacked, harassed, and stalked. And if you come here and here as one of their fans, trying to convince me otherwise, I'm blocking you. This is not a debate. If you're already so deep in their content that you're the attack dog, you have no business being around me. These fucking likes. How do people believe this? And I don't give a fuck if they disagreed. Like, they can defend using Nijisisters all they want. They want to be authorities on correct racism? Let them live out their truth and whatever bullshit. Do that without getting other people hurt. Just because the criticism hurt their feelings. Well, talk about hurt feelings here. Like, who's having their feelings hurt other than you people? Escalating things to like some kind of weird Nijisanji fan holocaust. Because that seems to be the case going on forward. And again, based on the amount of likes on this, that there's quite a bit of very silly people out there, and here's a few of these, quote retweeting them. I'm with Jazz. It's clear as day that they're using fear as a tactic, and they don't intend on stopping. I don't care about people harassing me, but if it's other people, I will punch the hive. Oh, so brave. Someone has to speak up about it, and that's what I really love about Jazz. These people really think they're just in some sort of war or battle, like with casualties, people being wounded left and right, like supply drops, evacuations, retreats in the form of retweets. How terminally online are these people? Very, very terminal. Very, I'm gonna die on the internet sort of way. This 100%, I don't have the guts like Jazz to speak about against the behavior they're allowing people to calling them out from their shit show. I honestly feel awful that I'm scared to speak up to the point where my personal space would become unsafe. Frowny face. Say it out loud. Anti-Nijisanji movement is outright stochastic terrorism. It's mega QAnon Gamergate, the Donald hiding behind a new set of weasel words and implausible deniability. Then they get so triggered over being called out. That word is proof. Holy word salad. Buzzword Batman. Holy fuck. Let me read this again. Anti-Nijisanji movement is outright stochastic terrorism. It's MAGA, QAnon, Gamergate, the Donald hiding behind a new set of weasel words and implausible deniability. Gimme Choco. I think you should change your name to Give Me Meds. Because you clearly fucking need some. Holy fuck. I thought these Niji stands, Jasmine and the mint person, were bad, but you kind of take the fucking cake here. You deserve a medal for that. Jazz, you never fail to say exactly what needs to be said. Oh my god. They want to bully us into silence. That's how they win. Us pushing back through it's dismantling their plans. It's a lot easier to twist the narrative against someone when they're afraid to defend themselves. God damn, you people weren't slapped on the fucking head as children enough. Maybe you'd fucking behave differently. Oh, another one that's pretty fucking brilliant. I say we stop letting white men have opinions. Jesus fuck. When Kyo enforced has a right to defend himself regardless of his following. Individual quoting and responding to people, you think it's disrespecting you is childish behavior and bringing attention to that one person? Which can cause issues with your mass brainwash following. They're fucking white. They don't get to have an opinion about someone whose POC feels about anything regarding slurs, places they're from, etc. When people say white privilege don't exist anymore, I'm bringing up Pulse and Kyo. Remind you what this person said in the beginning. I say we stop letting white men have opinions. Jesus fuck. Man, I don't know what to say. This has escalated to the point where it's just become stupid. Like, it was already pretty stupid, but I think it broke some kind of barrier and it turned itself inside out. And it's become a different kind of stupid. Oh, white people don't deserve opinions. White men, specifically. For real, these dudes keep on making the things bigger than they actually are and also making us sound dumb. You're making yourself sound dumb, you stupid fuck. How did you see it? That just believing, just like, oh, I'm just gonna post something completely unprovable. Like, how do they do this? They keep on trying to switch up the script and people eat it up because they just want drama. No nuance, no healing, no moving on, just drama, drama, drama. Yeah, talk about no fucking nuance, which you uncritically believing everything some rando on Twitter said about fucking Nijisisters. Holy shit. This is genuinely facts. Never have I ever agreed so hard on something. You should read this, to be honest. And here I essentially called them out. And I said this. Say incredibly stupid and untrue thing online, painting people as racists. Get called incredibly stupid for it. We are being harassed. And then they were so brave to quote retweet me on their blog. But I'm not stupid enough to not be able to use Twitter effectively and know when someone quote retweets me. So I know when people talk shit about me and try to be very fucking very cowardly about it. Boo, your pussy stinks too. Like, what do you want me to say? I hope those clan robes come in soon, baby. My clan robes are black, by the way. They're called a tracksuit. Go get your crusaders on some other bitch, because I do not care. They didn't care so much that they somehow found my post that didn't refer to them by name in the tweet itself, only in the screenshots. This is how little they care. God damn. And yeah, there's the fucking magical block. And then there's more retweets, and as they were trying to go after Kyo because apparently he held onto his screenshots for like months because the timestamp on the tweet said like a few minutes after it was made. They tried to make that into an argument too. LMO the dates though. Imagine one of his minions holding onto that screenshot for a whole 3 months to use at the exact moment. He's blocked by all of us, by the way. But did he save it himself 3 months ago using his ult? Found it on 4chan. Had someone send it in his Niji fans trash fire Discord channel. The victim. And then Jasmine continues with quote retweeting Kyo. No one deserves harassment, but stop playing the fucking victim card when you're rightfully called out for being stupid and calling whatever you want a slur. Let me make a hot take here, chat. If you harass others, you probably deserve to be harassed back. Eye for an eye. Until the whole world is blind. That's my hot take for the week. The victim card of not wanting to intentionally or unintentionally using a hidden slur. I don't give a fuck if you agree, Kyo, but to act like I need to be called out for liking the N-word, Mr. White People jokes are going too far. This is in reference to what Uki does, by the way. Those quote-unquote jokes of his, which are just full of fucking hatred and prejudice. Yeah, those were jokes. My ass. You want to talk about how you people sending screenshots of myself to you past the block? What now? Should I expect a video on me so your trash-ass audience can harass me into privacy? Get fucking for real. Kiyomaru, I'll give you a thumbnail since you're desperate for content. Oh, sorry. I'm choking on my own bile here. My Nijisanji is coming out. Mind you, I've also seen how Nijisanji fans act in real life. I've been to Otakon, and I've been to a Nijisanji shoot, like a photo shoot of cosplayers. Some of them act like fucking animals, by the way. Let me retell you that story real quick. So essentially, me being a tall person, I can pretty much sit at the back of any group and see what's in front of me because most people are smaller than me and I can see over their heads. But to my right, as I was standing in a group taking photos of Nijisanji cosplayers for whatever reason, because you know, why the fuck not? Some of them were pretty good. A Nijisanji Pomu cosplayer on my right is a small obese girl that cannot see ahead of herself because there's so many taller people in front of her and she wants desperately to take pictures. and she starts fucking yelling like at full volume. Move away! Move away! Move away! And autistically so. Like for like 2 whole straight fucking minutes just keeps fucking yelling. Move away! Move away! Move away! You know, instead of just politely asking people in front of her to make a little bit of room so she can take pictures. But no! The first reaction of this person was to keep yelling, move away. To a crowd of fucking people in front of her. God damn, these people deserve a beating. But yeah, that's my Nijisanji fucking cosplayer story. And then Binted decided to talk about this too. Because why not? I try not to talk about him because I know he's bottom of the barrel, but this is just school bully shit. This Chan bored dog who's never seriously considered racism in his life, targeting a black VTuber fan over what they consider racism, just evil. I'm sorry, whether you're black, Asian, or whatever the fuck else, doesn't give you a special privilege to talk about over somebody else just because you're a particular skin color. Just because, you know, racism affects me differently or whatever the fuck. That doesn't give you the privilege or right to shut down discussion on that. We're all people here, despite what you may fucking believe. And everyone get their say, no matter how fucking stupid it is. His audience is so transparently vile, I don't even feel the need to talk about it that much. Had self-identified fascist calling me a slur in my mentions within 30 minutes of talking about him for the first time. He openly calls the VTuber fans least ashamed of using slurs. I'll tell you how it actually is, Chat, when it comes to people like that. There are people out there that are opportunists that just wait for the chance to call somebody a slur. And they don't necessarily have to be a part of anyone's fucking fandom. They just want to stir shit up and call stupid people stupid because they are acting stupid. And they don't need to be in a particular fandom of fucking anybody or be courted by anybody, because that removes their own agency. And you know, that's just, again, another tactic used by like Invented here, that essentially blaming people by association again. Because look at how these Kiyomaru fans act against me. Look how bigoted they are. That kind of shit. So yeah, I don't think he cares. I think he's cowardly, reactionary edgelord who's never had to care about marginalized people a day in his life. Well, yeah. Virtue signal that a little bit more and appeal to emotions just a little bit more when you have no arguments to logically back up what you say. Just make assumptions about a person. Why the fuck not? It's the exact point of the term Niji sisters for extremely hateful people to have plausible deniability. It's an openly stated tactic of online right-wingers to spread dog whistles that way, and this fandom has shit ton of them out in the open. I really truly don't think you can care about racism, and even later if you're going after someone for a term they stopped using as soon as they found out the connotations in defense of denying said connotations. What a pathetic gotcha. This proved less than nothing. And then, lastly, here's Maya again. Nijisanji dicksucker extraordinaire. Photoshop? No bestie. They kept the screenshot for 3 months for absolutely no reason. LMAO. Plus, please, my lung is hurt from laughing. I don't think the circuit was open tonight. I should do stream about Maya at some point because they're retarded too. And you know, since I'm already on the roll, might as well do it at some point. Maybe not soon enough because Nijisanji tires me out too, believe it or not. But yeah, those were reactions of Niji stans. Very normal ones, as you've seen. Especially the one that went into a conspiracy word salad about QAnon, Gamergate, the Donald, and whatnot. That one needs to be printed out and put on a fucking wall by somebody. And yeah, moving to something more enjoyable, our slur investigation goes to 4chan, as we're gonna be taking a look at how the Niji sister and actual Niji and slur were used and how they were used there for the first time. So first, we will start off with the Niji and slur, actual when it was first used and what was the context of when it was used. Well, it was first used on 4chan back in 2018, as I was saying. The Niji N-word combination was first used then. And those were simpler times. As you can see from the VTubers featured on a general virtual YouTuber thread on 4chan's JP. You can see all the classic VTubers, including Gorilla, is there too. Again, much simpler times for VTubers, 2018, 2017. Things weren't as heated and as stupid at that time. But yeah, this is the first time Niji N-word was used in this context on 4chan, like at all, on JP, 2018 April. And what did it apply to? Well, it was a video on the Nico video with hetero, which is a joke about two characters not being gay. And the replies to this video were like, funny, peak comedy right here. And this is the first instance where the Niji and slur was actually used. April 6, 2018. And print this one out too. Hetero, oh my god, so fucking funny. XD. Fuck off with your shitty joke, Niji shitter. You too, Niji N-word. And you'll never guess what this is in reply to. This is This is the first time the Niji and slur was used, and it's interplied to this. God damn. What a story mark on this one. But she also may be wondering, when was the term Niji sister actually first used? Well, Niji N-word, April 6th, 2018. And after that, it was used liberally as Niji Sanji was getting bigger. There's like thousands upon thousands of instances of the Niji N-word being used on JP and then on on 4chan on VT as well. But you're probably wondering, when was the Niji sister word actually used on 4chan? Well, oh sorry. At first, its first use was in the thread where people were basically ratting about shit regarding VTubers from 2021. Yeah, it's moving on 3 years. Astral fact Korone. No, that was Shien. Shien raped this gay Niji sister. His gay Niji sister. And that's the first time the word Niji sister was actually used on 4chan. Which is not in the context that people use it nowadays as an insult. This is an actual Niji sister, as in, you know, someone related to you in some fashion. But the other use of a Niji sister on JP is from this general thread about Hololive from October 2021. General Hololive thread. Hololive, I miss Aqua. And then someone started to shit up the thread, and you'll understand where the Niji sister coined word on 4chan actually comes from. There's a little bit of context here. So in this thread, there's this guy trying to stir up shit. Did Pecora apologize for streaming over Sora's anniversary live? Does she care about Hololive at all? Like, this is like your regular shit post trying to anti some kind of VTuber. Like, it happens to every single VTuber on 4chan. It's just bringing up shit that's either made up or put in a very weird context, all in order to shit on a VTuber a person doesn't like. Don't you get tired of posting this every day? It's my duty to spread awareness. New friends must know how much of a despicable person Pecora is. It's why I post about Miko being a huge slut in her past life. People must know. I hate you because you spread lies. You should aim to slender Marin, since she's the real whore of Hololive. It's why I post about Miko being a huge slut in her past life. People must know. Pecora is sluttier though. Pecora didn't flash her pussy to her viewers and sell voice packs of her talking about molesting men, sucking their dicks and taste testing their semen. Neither did Miko. Your point? I don't know about flashing, but those voice packs of Miko's are still on sale. Yes, they are, but there's nothing of what the Niji sister talked about in there. See, this is the first usage of Niji sister actually in the context of an insult, because they think a person shitting up a Hololive thread is a Niji Sanji fan, which is very normal for, you know, a place like 4chan, because tribalism is very alive and well in there. So of course there's gonna be faction battles between Hololive fans and Niji Sanji fans. So this is the first time Niji sister was actually used in the context of insulting a Niji Sanji fan. The first time was in 2018 with an unrelated context, but the next usage was this one. So you could call this one the first usage of the Niji sister insult from October 2nd, 2021. Why are you trying so hard to make it a thing? And this is linking to an ICAF about Niji sister. Because they are trying to essentially point out that, again, Nijisanji fans are shitting up Hololive threads, and they're essentially trying to psyop and blame Nijisanji fans for this. That this is pretty much what they're trying to do here in this particular thread. Because we are sisterhood, Niji sister. And here's essentially an explanation for what's happening, in case you do not follow. Because he's a schizo who loves to LARP as a no-sagi and a 35p, and same fags really hard until someone takes the bait. If he fails, he would then proceed to attack either Sora or Aqua. He also never watches his streams and keeps on spouting old narratives he probably read on VT. As for the Niji part, well, it's pretty obvious from his reaction whenever he gets called out. I hate the Niji sister schizo. He won't stop bullshit until he goes to sleep for 2 to 3 hours to continue his daily show afterwards. Hope the Maidos could do something about this fucking subhuman. Did Niji sister ever apologize for posting over normal Hololive fan posts? Still mad that Miko made Hololive popular in the West, huh, Niji sister? Oh shit, there's schizo Niji sister is here. Changing target again because no one is paying attention to him. The sad life of a Niji sister. Still fuck Corona, and yeah, then that's repeating itself. But yeah, Niji sister was first used on JP in 2021, but there is something that predates that. Niji sister, in a different context, was actually used earlier on VT. You do have to understand that a little bit of history of why VT was actually made. The discussion about VTubers from 2018 and onwards on JP, Japanese General board on 4chan, got so out of hand. There were so many VTuber threads that essentially the mods decided that it's finally time for virtual YouTubers to have their own board, because there's too much discussion, too much shit going on JP that just kind of drowns out all other threads. So yeah, that's what happens, and they created VT in 2020. Yes, I think that's when it happened. So the first usage of Niji sister on, or maybe we'll start with the first usage of Niji N-word on VT, because that one is pretty prominent. So first time the Niji N-word was used on VT, and it was in 2021 actually. At the beginning of 2021, January 29th, 2021, in the very first one of the very first posts made on VT. The thread, as you can see here, number 6. This is the post number, meaning it's a super early thread about Hololive on VT. So, and it's fun that Watame is there with the Hololive thread. Then there's Hachiyama there as well. And this is the first usage of the Niji N-word on VT. I'm laughing knowing that all the Niji N-words are going to leave JP as well. So essentially, again, post number 554, but still in that first thread. This is where it was first the Niji N-word was used. And then it was used liberally in other threads as well. Here's a for example, here's a Roa thread. I hope so, but knowing Niji N-word autism, they'll hound her like Aloe. And the next one, which is even funnier, here's a thread about Nijisanji actually. Why does Nijisanji seem to have lesser impact on wider Western world compared to Hololive? And the thread devolved into something fantastic. There's even a little bit of black magic in it, and you'll see why in a moment. Also, when does Nijisanji Yen come out? Hopefully never. Mind you, this is already after Nijisanji announced their auditions for Nijisanji, and this is like a month after they announced it. So they announced it in December 2020, and this thread is from January 29th, 2021. So the auditions are at the start. There's no word of what the first Nijisanji generation is actually gonna be, and everything's new. But people already don't like Nijisanji because there's a whole fucking history of you know, in-faction battles against Nijisanji fans and Hololive fans on 4chan's JP and later on VT. There is a whole story about them going after one another, shitting on each other's threads, shitting it up with weird narratives left and right. All the good stuff. Schizo posting galore, essentially. Honestly, seeing Nijisanji's own fans base trying to sabotage the EN branch is going to be pure gold. Hopefully you fuckers get nowhere. Do you see this magic? This guy right here, he magicked, he knew. He is the prophet. In 2021, before Nijisanji EN was an actual thing, he prophesied what's gonna happen with the fucking Nijisanji fandom. Seeing Nijisanji's own fanbase trying to sabotage the EN branch is going to be pure gold. Hopefully you fuckers get nowhere. 3 years ahead of his fucking time. How fucking fantastic is this guy? This fucking Nostradamus of Nijisanji antiism. Holy shit. Would you believe that he just fucking called it? That Nijisanji's own fanbase will be one of the factors bringing down Nijisanji VTubers. Goddamn. As fans wouldn't do that. You're severely overestimating JP's Niji elitists. There aren't many of them, and the most they are really do against Western expansion is tell you to get the fuck out of their threads, or to tell their live chat translator that they suck. The greater Niji Western audience, although still small compared to Holos, is mostly outside of 4chan, and they have nothing against Western expansion. Just look at the replies to Niji EN audition announcement on Twitter. It feels weird people are elitist when the actual content is really the same as other VTubers, video games and lowbrow humor. And the Japanese audience is part middle and high school kids. The contrast is kind of funny. I don't think the point is to protect the superior content or whatever, just to keep shit posting from people that don't even understand what they are watching out of the thread. Yeah, 99.5% of EOPs, that's English only posters, essentially people that only know English and essentially ask for translations whenever there's a Japanese stream. Can't name more than 10 livers off top of their heads. It's all Holo friends who view all VTubers through the prism of Hololive and proceed to cry about elitism. When the small handful of who watch Nijisanji tell them to fuck off with their retarded narratives and memes, which are all created in the Holo threads and endlessly perpetuate inside the Holo EOP bubble. So this is a part of the tribalism war you see here between Nijisanji fans and Holo fans on 4chan. This is part of the arguments that they used against one another. Again, this will be like the whole stream when in on itself. Like there's years of history there, and battles, narratives. Calling Pekora whore, calling Miko a whore, calling Nijisanji fans brain dead, calling Nijisanji livers whores, and all kinds of weird degenerates. It's all very, very silly. Rent free. Yes, Niji lives rent free in your head, holo shit. Now tell me about your love for Lulu. How she should join your favorite company for the millionth time. Nobody talks about Nijisanji in the whole life thread. That's a lie, by the way. They all talk in each other's threads to shit them up. Rent free in the language of your people. This is essentially all the uh, linking all of the Niji N-word instances that were used on JP, and there's upon thousands of them. So essentially, Niji N-word there was used to insult Niji Sanji fans. Not the EN fans, because the EN fans didn't exist at that point yet, because there was no Niji Sanji EN. Unless you consider Niji Sanji, what was it? India that was rebranded into Niji Sanji EN as a joke. Not really as a joke, but it all kind of was treated as a joke because it wasn't really EN at all. But yeah, this is the times that where the first Niji N words were used on 4chan. But then you have to also understand, when was the Niji sister first used on VT? Well, I've got that for you as well. Well, the Niji sister word for the first time was used on VT in an actual Iris thread where they shit on her looks, because if you remember, Iris used to look quite different with her model, and a lot of people didn't like it, especially the nose. So there were also threads about shitting on Iris's VTuber model. And this is the first time that Niji sister was used on a VT board. Why is La Creatura fooling people with more attractive version of herself? Niji sisters, she's ugly, borrowing why she's being Chazuha. Again, a little bit more tribalism, but this is actually the first time when Niji sister was used on VT. And here's a thread shitting on Miko. Miko to collab with Arrogant Publisher. Why is this allowed? What the fuck, Niji sisters? I thought cover was super restrictive and every holo wanted to graduate. And here's another Hololive Global. This time from June of 2021. And I'm reminded, because Ayama doesn't look at Twitter and only checks her tags. She's having questioner with Okayu Niji sister Shishi. In a couple of hours, Ayama won't be streaming on her channel because it's a collab, and that's just fun. That's just how she is. See, this is the earlier use of Niji sister, other than the July one. Because this Niji sister isn't actually used as an insult. This is an actual, like as in a sibling. So it doesn't count. So the first usage of a Niji sister on VT is actually, once again, this one. From July 15th, 2021. And again, they're used the way they're used. Just to insult Niji Sanji fans. And again, channels will not discriminate. If they want to call you a slur, they will call you a slur. They will not make up weird arguments to pretend that they're using some kind of safe word to just say a slur. And they certainly haven't run any disinformation campaigns in order to make quote-unquote normies on Twitter believe that Niji Sanji, the Niji sister, is an actual slur, just like Niji and word. And here's another one, again, just to demonstrate how it's used, showcasing that audience gender disparity between Hololive and Niji Sanji, with Niji Sanji having a bigger female audience, which Niji sister here would be used correctly because of that. But yeah, that short history lesson shows you when Niji sister and Niji N-word was actually first used, and in what context it was on both VT and JP. And no, there was never any misinformation campaign to make these two things equivalent. Because if you understand anything about 4chan's culture, internal board culture, When again they want to call you a slur, they will call you a slur. When they want to call you something else as an insult, they will call you that. And as insular as 4chan is, they do sometimes, you know, do these gay ops, these psyops, in order to fool people into believing something stupid. But in this case, there was no such thing. There was never a call to action to make people believe that Niji that Niji sister is an actual Niji N-word as well. So I hope you're enlightened. I hope you see how much bullshit Niji fans are up to. Very dramatic about this whole thing. Very self-victimizing, as they usually are. But a lot of them right now are busy because apparently the Niji AR Live concert happened or is happening right now. I don't know. I do not care. I only care if it's funny. I only care if it's something funny related to it. Who knows? The funny part is that they're not allowing screenshots, whereas Whole Live or the concert allows that quite freely. And sometimes there's even clips posted, and nothing happens to them. And I don't think Cover had anything against those clips either. I haven't seen clips, shorter clips being removed, but Niji, Sanji, and Anicolor is special like that. So yeah, I hope you've been enlightened, you've been sufficiently informed about 4chan's history, and I could get into much more detail about, you know, those tribalist wars of Nijisanji fans and Hololive fans, but I would have to bring up specific threads where people are essentially shitting on each other's favorite VTubers, and there's a lot of videos like that already on YouTube as well as on Twitter. There's whole accounts dedicated to that. I mean, I think banned VTuber memes was that almost exclusively for quite a bit. Essentially, 4chan rats, shit posts, what have you, distilled in that way, so it's easily digestible for general audiences. Let me get a small sip. Oh, by the way, in case you didn't notice, I actually made a Twitch account. Why did I make a Twitch account? In case you didn't see, I'm gonna link it here in a moment. Well, I wanted today's stream to be an actual first Twitch stream because I wanted to watch some other people's content, and watching it on YouTube is kind of risky, especially nowadays, especially with what I want to watch next time. So be mindful of that. So next time, when we actually get into a different topic, I'm gonna be on this channel, and we're gonna be watching some videos about VTubers from other people, and be like reaction streamers, like your usual Hassans or whatever, what have you. We're gonna be lazy pieces of shit and watch other people's content and comment on it. So the next stream is probably gonna be on Twitch, and we're gonna be watching one or two special videos about a VTuber that's mostly forgotten nowadays, but used to be kind of a big name in the cosplayer scene. And lately, they had a video made about them, about the person that also made one of the worst VTubers videos beforehand, with quite the hyperbolic name of the worst VTuber in the world, which is saying something, and I do know for a fact that's objectively not fucking true, or by any subjective metric either. Like, there's just so many other worse people than the one he made like a over 1 hour video about. But you know, let's give him a chance. Let's see how much accuracy there is to that video, and then we'll watch probably his other video, which I personally label one of the worst videos about VTubers due to how misinformed it is. So yeah, we'll see what's that about. I haven't watched it first because, you know, live reactions are all the rage, and people want genuine reactions out of their streamers, so I'm not gonna pre-watch anything. But yeah, that's what we're doing next week, or maybe even earlier, depends on how much time I have in the week. So when that stream is happening, you'll be sure to be notified on my Twitter, but also on the community stuff on YouTube. So thanks for coming out. Thanks for attending today's lecture on slurs. Our detective work was done very quickly without much effort because there was not a lot of effort needed for that. But again, some people are not capable of doing even that level of research. Cough cough. A certain former VTuber journalist here didn't even do that much legwork. So eggs on his face. But yeah, you guys have a good one. I had fun. The stream wasn't even too long, 3 hours, but I thought it would be shorter. You guys have a good one. Stay hydrated. Have a good evening, good morning, good night, whatever you find yourself in. And stay off Twitter unless you use it for porn, because that's the only thing Twitter is good for. And you guys have a good one. But this time I'm actually gonna do something. Let's see if I can actually rate somebody on YouTube, because I keep forgetting to do that. And if I can't do that, then fuck it. I'm not gonna rate anybody. But let's see if what options do I have. Hold up. Is there someone cool that's currently streaming? Maybe you guys have some suggestions. I don't know. Let's see. Looking into it. Is there anyone? Anyone like at all? Well, next time I'll be prepared, more prepared to see if anyone is actually streaming at the same time. But yeah, for now, you guys take care, and I'll play you off with some song. Oh, she is live. Kirsha is live. Let me see if I can actually raid into her. So let me check. And I actually need to remember how to do it on YouTube because I fucking forgot. I only did it once. I know it's somewhere. Allow automatic featured. Somewhere in the customization, I think it was. Oh yeah, there it is. Redirect. Search videos. Her name's Kirsche on YouTube as well, right? Let's see. Oh yeah, I found it. The stream is called A Nice Relaxing Date in the City, right? Is that what it's called, chat? So I don't make a mistake and raid into somebody unrelated. That's what it's called? Okay. So I'm raiding to that one. You guys behave when you're on Kirsch's stream. Make me proud. Be on your best behavior. But yeah. You guys be good, and I'll play you off, and I'll be off as well. So take care.